Hey, what's going on, guys? Leafs fan here, and today I'm bringing you guys a brand new series for this channel. This series is called Life Lessons. So I know I'm not the oldest NHL commentator out there. However, I have been through quite a bit in my life, and I know that my audience is generally younger than myself, I guess you could say. So early teens, late teens, and maybe I might even have a few subscribers that are older than myself. Anyhow, I got the idea from this series from another YouTuber by the name of Gold Glove, and this is right around the time when I started getting into watching gaming videos on YouTube. He is a Call of Duty commentator, if you guys don't know who he is, and about a few years ago, right around the time Black Ops 1 came out, he started a Life Lessons video, or series, sorry, and it just spoke to me so much, and I said one day when I have my own YouTube channel I'm going to start a series like this. So it's been in the making. I've wanted to do this for a while now, and I just related to the series so much. So in this episode, what I want to talk about is taking school seriously. So I could go in depth with this, and I probably will, and it will be a little bit of a long commentary, but anyways, we'll get into it here. So as you guys may or may not know, I'm technically done high school. I'm taking a college course right now, and I'm also doing full-day co-op, so technically I'm not really in high school anymore. But throughout high school, I never took it seriously. I was always procrastinating and never doing any of my work, never showing up to class, anything like that. And I realize now that I'm incredibly stupid for not going to school and just wasting my time and wasting my life just not going to school. And I know a lot of you guys may think school's stupid and everything, and hey, you know what, I've been in your shoes before. That was my mindset throughout high school. So I'll give you guys a little bit of a backstory about my high school career, I guess you could say. So it was grade 8. I was going to a public school at the time, and that's what I was going to a public school throughout my entire time during elementary school. So I had a lot of friends at my elementary school, and then I met a friend from hockey, and at the time he was going to a Catholic school, and this Catholic high school is a pretty well-known school. So I decided, what the hell, I'll try to make some new friends at this Catholic high school. So in grade 8 I registered there to hang out with one of my buddies from hockey, and I thought, this is going to be great, we're going to chill all the time. Because at the time he was one of my really close friends. It was actually a closer friend than the people from my school. So anyways, grade 8's done, I walk across the stage because they had this graduation ceremony for grade 8, which is kind of ridiculous in my opinion. You're only going to high school, it's not like you're graduating high school or anything like that. But anyways, that's what they do. So I finished grade 8. I'm not going to say I graduated grade 8, but I finished grade 8. And September rolls around. My buddy and I were excited to be doing school together, being in the same school finally. So I go to Catholic schools. This is really a big change for me, not coming from a religious household at all. And the first thing that I noticed there is all the religious classes and everything that you have to do, all the masses that you have to attend. It was really different for me, so that was a big change for me, and I was really not used to it. And it was just a bigger school than what I was used to, and there's just a lot more people there. So the first day went pretty well, I hung out with my buddy and some of his friends, and that was all great and all that. That's what I did for the first few months, and then after a while, my buddy started hanging out with a different crowd, and I guess I'd kind of follow him around, hang out with him a bit, and I was trying to make some more friends at the time too. I was trying to get myself out there, but at this point I was really shy, and I still am kind of shy, I guess you could say. But throughout elementary school I was kind of an introvert, but that's cool. And when I got to high school I was still pretty shy, so I had a tough time making friends right off the bat, and luckily I had my friend there at the time. So he was hanging out with a newer crowd, and then when was it? Oh, okay. I think it was one day. It was a lunchtime, and one of the guys that was hanging out in our group got charged with trespassing. I forget why. I think he walked through a school parking lot. It was really stupid. And I got accused of ratting on him, which was not true, obviously. So my buddy actually turned around and he threatened to get his brother and his friends to beat the shit out of me. So I told him, I confronted him about it. I'm like, I did not have anything to do with this. I just, basically what happened at the time, we were walking through the schoolyard at lunch. There's an elementary school, so we were walking to Subway, I think it was. And, well, my buddy walked through the parking lot, and I guess the teacher from that school told him to walk around the sidewalks. I guess there was trespassing on school property. So I listened. I went and walked on the sidewalk while my friends just kept walking through the parking lot. So I guess somehow that teacher contacted our principal, and I guess they thought that I ratted them all out because there's like a hill, so they couldn't really see me walk on the sidewalk. So I guess they thought I ratted them out, which is whatever, you know. So after that, you know, we just really broke apart. They forgave me. They actually apologized to me because they knew it wasn't me after a while. So we became friends for a bit, and then when was it? February rolled around, and I just decided that it wasn't really worth it to hang out with them anymore. So I hung out with this new group of friends that, well, I wouldn't really call them friends, but acquaintances that I hung out with for a bit, and it was cool and all that. And then I finished my grade 9 year, and I realized that the school wasn't for me. I didn't really enjoy hanging out with the people there. So I decided to switch to the high school that all my elementary school friends went to. So I did that, and when was this? This was grade 10. So I got there the second week of grade 10, and you know, things went pretty well from the start. However, my grades started slipping. I forget what class it was. I think I had broadcasting and science, and what else I had? Oh yeah, I had math. I don't know, math, English, and all that fun stuff in grade 10. So that was my first time at that school, and there's also some new people from other elementary schools that I hadn't met before. So it's my first week there. I hit up one of my buddies that I used to hang out with all the time at elementary school. We've been friends since grade 5. So I hit up with him, and we just chilled for a bit at lunch all the time. And he was actually in my science class, which was kind of cool. So that was great. And then he introduced me to one of my best friends, one of my current best friends, and we started hanging out and all that. But as I mentioned, my grades started slipping, and I really lost interest in school for whatever reason. I'm not really quite sure. So I started skipping a lot of classes and faking sick a lot, because at the time I didn't really call in sick. Well, I would just fake sick instead of just actually skipping. So I'd go home, you know, sit at home, play video games all day. Kind of a waste of time. And, you know, it really reflected on my grades there, because my grades went from bad to worse, and it honestly sucked. So I just kept skipping classes, and I think that semester I just barely scraped by with a 51 in science, because I didn't do any of the work or even study for any of the tests, and I also skipped a lot of classes, so that's another reason why. So first semester was just not a great semester at all for me in grade 10. And then second semester rolled around. I decided to pull up my socks. My parents were not impressed with me. So I attended more classes, and I tried a lot harder, that's for sure. And I'd say I had a pretty decent semester, considering first semester was pretty bad. I just managed to scrape by, passing 2 classes with mid-50s, which is not really good at all. So second semester I definitely did better, and I don't think I mentioned this, but in grade 9 I actually played for my high school baseball team. So anytime you can get in extracurricular activities like school teams, it usually gets you more interested in school. So I knew that if I wanted to play for the baseball team at this new school that I was at, I would have to get decent grades and actually show up to class and all that. So second semester there, my classes were a lot more entertaining. I was always really a big fan of English class, so I had that first semester, and I'll never forget this. My English teacher is one of the best teachers I've ever had throughout my entire high school career. He's just such a chill guy, and he could relate to everything that we were going through, because you know he was a teenager at one point too. Well, I guess all teachers were, but he told us that he was just your average teenager. You know, he'd go out partying and all that. He was just such a chilled, down-to-earth guy, and he was just one of my favorite teachers. So I really liked English class. I think I barely skipped any of those, and I forget what else I had that semester, but it was a good semester all around. You know, I don't think I had any 50s, which was great. So I was happy about that. I ended up playing for my high school baseball team, and that was actually probably our best season since I've been in high school. We actually got to play against my old high school in the finals, but we ended up losing to them in the finals, which kind of sucked. But yeah, it was definitely, grade 10 was a great year. And then grade 11 rolled around, and that was a big change. That was last year when I started up this YouTube channel. So first semester there, I took a class that I really did not enjoy. It was mind-numbing. I believe it was business class. So basically all we did was spreadsheets and business letters, and as I said, it was mind-numbing, and I could not, I just really couldn't take it. So in the morning I had math second period, and when you're in grade 11 you have to get your third math credit or else you can't graduate, because you need 3 math credits in Ontario. So I had business and then math, so my morning was really boring, and I skipped so many morning classes that it reflected on my grades again. I would say I missed about maybe a third of my classes, my morning classes, and I think I barely passed math with like a 55, which was decent enough for me. You know, I passed at that point. I'm like, whatever, as long as I get my credits. And what did I think I passed business with like a 58. And in the afternoons I was at co-op, so I really enjoyed my co-op placement, because of course I was working at an auto shop, and you know, I'm doing a course right now at college to become a mechanic, so that's what I really enjoyed doing. I really enjoyed being around the shop and the atmosphere there. So I would skip a lot of morning classes, just go straight to my co-op placement, which was a lot of fun, and I learned a lot there. I'm actually at the same place right now, and it really reflected that. And then second semester last year, the wheels just kind of fell off. I got myself into a lot, well, I wouldn't say a lot of trouble, but I was skipping classes like no tomorrow. I can't even talk right now. Excuse my language. First period, I think I had photography, and you know, I just needed an art credit. I didn't want to take drama or anything like that, so I decided to take photography, because I thought, maybe this will be fun. So I took photography, and I went for the first 2 weeks. I think I went every day, and I really decided that this just isn't for me, so I stopped doing any assignments. I kind of just sat there on the internet and wasted time. I think I read more Blue Jays articles and Blue Jays stats than I ever have in that one class, because we were on computers most of the time. So I didn't really do any assignments. I just kind of sat on the internet, went on Twitter and stuff like that. So I did that, and then I started skipping classes about the third week into the semester. And I think it was late May, my teacher came up to me and he said, basically you had the most skipped classes out of any student in this class. So at that point, I realized that I had to do something and start showing up and doing assignments, because I had like a 47, and I was on the verge of failing that class. So that was really scary for me, because I've never actually failed a class before up to that point, and I've come really close, as I mentioned. So he basically told me that if I skip again, he's gonna have, if I start skipping as many classes as I have been all semester, that he was gonna fail me. So at that point I realized I had to start showing up to school. And what did I have? I can't, damn, I can't remember what I had second period. I think it was like English or something like that. Anyways, I don't know. Anyways, I think I skipped a lot of second period classes too, for no apparent reason. So I did that, and baseball season came around again, and I really blew it this time around because we had like a 6-game season, and I only played 2 games. I think it was like 5 games because 1 game got rained out. So anyways, yeah, it was like a 5-game season, and one day I just decided that I didn't feel like going in the morning, and this was on a game day, and I guess we have a rule at my school that if you don't go to your homeroom period, or your first period rather, you don't get to play in that game. So I thought it would be smart to take the morning off and then just show up at the park with my team. So I did that. Baseball coach comes up to me, and this is actually kind of awkward because the high school baseball coach at my high school used to work with my mom when we first moved here to Ottawa. So he comes up to me and he asks why wasn't I on the bus. I said, well, I made up some lies. I said I slept in and I didn't wake up in time to get to morning classes. He said, oh, did you call the office? And I made up some lies saying, oh yeah, I called them. So he took it upon himself to actually call the office and see if that was true, if I wasn't bullshitting him or anything. And he found out the truth pretty quick, and basically I got benched that game. So it was kind of a waste of my time. And then when was it? It was the next week. We had another game. I actually went to school in the whole morning. He kind of lectured me about going to school the whole day. And we were sitting in English class. I was about to leave for my baseball game, and my English teacher was really oblivious. He would basically let us do whatever we wanted. But however, since it was college English, we had a kid in our class with learning disabilities, so there's an extra teacher there for him. And when I was leaving for my baseball game to go catch the bus, I told the teacher that my buddy was on the baseball team, and I got him out of class and he skipped the rest of the day. So I guess the helper teacher called the the baseball coach right before we even left, and he was not too impressed with me, so I didn't get to play the game, and that was just really awkward for me. And still to this day, I'm very disappointed in myself for doing that, and I've learned from my mistakes, obviously. So after that, I didn't get to play that game either because apparently it gives the baseball team a bad name. So I got to play the last 2 games of the season after that. But I actually did show up to all the classes after that, and surprisingly I did pass all my classes. And then, this is getting a bit long here, but I'm gonna go into my first semester of this year really quick. I don't even know if half you guys are still watching this, but anyways, first semester this year, it was, oh my god, I'd say this is probably the worst semester I've had, and I really wish I took it more seriously because I just got pity passes, I guess you could say. So we'll start off with my business course real quick. I skipped a lot of classes. The majority of my class was taking notes, and that's what we did pretty much every day unless we had tests or presentations. So the tests were all based on notes, obviously. I skipped a lot of classes, so I missed a lot of notes. Therefore, I failed a lot of tests, and I didn't, I was never one to study for tests or exams, so obviously I'd be failing tests left, right, and center. And my teacher basically told me, he's like, you're gonna have to give this a little bit more effort if you want to pass, because right now, as it stands, if you keep this up, you're not gonna pass this course. So, you know, near the end of the semester, I just decided to try a little bit harder, and I barely passed. I think I passed with a 50, so that was just a pity pass. And I realized near the end of first semester that this had a big impact on me going to college or not. If I didn't pass any of my courses, I would not be in college right now. So that's when it really hit me there. I just decided to start going to class more often, and then I had a second period spare. So this will lead into another life lesson, but this is right around the time when I started getting into smoking weed quite a bit. And basically we'd go to my buddy's house second period, and you know, we'd do our thing and smoke some weed. So a lot of those days I wasn't really feeling good to go back to my afternoon classes. So I skipped a lot of math class, and it reflected my grade because I also passed that class with a 50. So things were not really looking good, and I was really disappointed in myself. My parents were not too happy, but at this point I'm 18 years old, so they told me it's my life. If I want to go through school and fail it and work at Tim Hortons for the rest of my life, so be it. So I just decided at that point it's time to turn it around. You know, I can't just keep this attitude anymore. I gotta try harder. And once this semester came around, it hit me flat in the face when I got to college. College is a hell of a lot harder than high school. I never took high school seriously at all, and it took me a while to adjust to the college work level, and I'm still paying for it. I've never had any study habits before, and in college you really have to study your notes, and I still don't really study that often, but I'm trying harder. I'm doing all my homework, which is something I never did before. I'm studying for tests, all that great stuff, but college is definitely harder. You have to work harder at it, and in high school I shouldn't have passed, to be honest. My teacher gave us a good lecture about how in high school they just basically pass you around, and they set you out into the real world, and they basically make you assume that's how it's gonna go. You know, you do a terrible job, we'll just give you a promotion. No, it doesn't work that way, and I found out firsthand when I went to college that I needed to pull up my socks and basically grow up a little bit and get rid of this attitude that I had throughout high school. So that brings me up to the point now, so I'm definitely trying harder in school now, and you know, I want to be successful in life. I don't want to work at a McDonald's or a Tim Hortons for the rest of my life. I want to, you know, make a decent living, have a family someday, all that kind of stuff, you know, your average goal. So I'm definitely taking school more seriously now, and I know a lot of you guys are probably just starting high school or in high school right now and think it's a big joke. Do not take it as a joke. High school is definitely a lot easier than it is in college or university. Once you get to college or university, you're going to realize that your work ethic has to be a lot better, and it's not high school anymore. You can't just get away with not doing your homework or studying, because the majority of your grade in college and university has to do with all your assignments, tests, and all that sorts of stuff. So you definitely got to have a better work ethic, and that's what I did this semester, or I'm doing this semester. And that's just my 2 cents for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it was eye-opening for you guys, because I know I screwed up in high school, and if I could go back and do high school over again, I'd definitely take the chance, and I'd take it more seriously. I'd show up to school more often, and I'd basically give it my all. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Life Lessons. I'll be back with another one shortly. Next episode, I think I'm going to talk about drugs and alcohol, which is kind of a touchy subject, but I've had some experience with that stuff, so I'll definitely touch on that next episode. Anyways, guys, I hope this was enjoyable for you guys, and if you guys actually stayed for the whole thing, you guys are awesome. Anyways, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and take it easy. Peace.